What do female friendships mean to you?
Female friendships are a cornerstone of being able to survive a difficult life at times.
They're more like sisterhoods than friendships.
Some of my happiest moments are with my female friends.
Life with these girls, I would never have got through the hard times.
It's a gap that you can't fill with a husband or a boyfriend.
They give me advice, they give me a hug, they give me a kiss.
Are you two best friends?
Yes.
Delay. Sorry. I want you to give a message to your future selves about this friendship.
Don't fuck it up.
Greetings, lovelies. Female friendships are such an amazing relationship to experience, especially when you share a similar foundation regarding the overall trajectory you're expecting your life to take. The women that I am friends with are some of the most driven women I know. My closest friend, who I've known for the longest time, is living her best life as a stay-at-home wife and mother, while another is driven in establishing herself within her career and marriage. It is upon reflecting on these friendships that I have garnered and maintained, as well as the things I've learned within my classes, I've come to 3 important things to establish within our female friendships. The first thing is that female friendships should be founded upon strengths, not trauma. This one may have some area of nuance, so I want to begin by saying that I'm not implying that friendships that blossomed from a place of trauma are not just as important as those that blossomed from a place of strength. I'm not implying that they are less worthy of being committed to. Those types of friendships are especially important as it helps people get out of the most difficult times in their lives and having that initial support system to help them out. With that being said, I do believe that there is an importance of how you establish your friendships. There is a mindset shift that must be made regarding the ways that we maintain or establish friendships. Friendships out of necessity or need could result in a trauma bonding of some type, where one is consistently giving more compared to the other. In a friendship established on the strengths that you have or share, it is easier to build a friendship or relationship on successes and progress compared to a relationship established on trauma, where there is more likely to be fixation on negative experiences. The overall dependency that comes when people relate from a place of trauma can cause for all parties to become stagnant within their growth, because they were unable to relate with one another in a more positive area. Again, the connection may be deep when founded on those grounds. However, that growth will be stagnant. One great example would be the common trope found in films where the sibling or friend may not have grown much from their childhood experiences, yet they are very upset that the main character has grown and done such exceptional work within their life. A relationship established from a place of trauma can cause for one or both parties to stagnate and not want to leave the comfort blanket of commonality. I would like to reiterate that this is not all relationships, but it is something to consider. The second thing is the implication of boundaries and its fluidity. We live in a society that loves to reinforce boundaries set and will not allow people to step over, under, or through to reach the other side. I greatly welcome this idea, as it is one that allows for people pleasers, as an example, to set up a barrier that gives them the freedom to say no to those impinging on their energy, time, and peace. I think this juxtaposition can, and often does, come within friendships. I would like to make the argument that, in order to maintain a friendship, boundaries may have to become more fluid. What I mean by this is that, for example, if my blatant boundary is that I do not answer phone calls at 7 p.m. for devotional, but my friend calls me because she needs my help with something, then there will have to be some form of grace applied because the situation may be dire. Obviously, this is a more drastic situation, but you would be surprised at how many people hold their peace higher than helping others in need, especially their friends. Having boundaries, again, is vital, as it allows for you to showcase your self-respect and indicate the lengths that people can take with you before you leave the situation. When I make an argument with fluid boundaries, it's from the understanding that you would have built and maintained this friendship. As it continues to grow and develop, there will be certain boundaries that were set at the beginning of the relationship that would not maintain later on. We are always evolving as people, and as such, so will the types of relationships that you have with others. For example, there were boundaries that you had when you were a teenager that are not the same now as an adult. or even if you were a teenager, there were boundaries that you had as a child that the moment that you became a teenager, you did not have. Mine at one point was hugging. I absolutely did not like hugging, and I would give them begrudgingly at one point in time if I needed to. Now, regarding some of those relationships, I initiate a hug because I want to. I like them now. Again, over time, these relationships will ebb and flow like the ocean, so sometimes having a fluid boundary is useful. The last important detail that I would highlight is the community building that comes from maintaining these friendships. Branching off of the last point, the establishment of a community is vital for the mental well being of many people. Nowadays, many people speak to the isolation that they feel because of the lack of community they surround themselves with. Many first time moms experience this reality and they suffer through it with a plethora of videos online speaking to the struggle and how isolating motherhood can be. There's an African proverb that I'm sure many people have heard time and time again, which states that a child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down just to feel its warmth. Although this is speaking to a child, I do believe that this is the very same sentiment that can be issued to parents and people in general. Many people who have a community of people they rely on, even if it's one external person, can provide a lot of support, add multiple perspectives to particular issues people may have, providing more interpersonal and potentially intergenerational perspectives, as well as many other things. These types of relationships are so vital for our mental health. To have someone that you can call on when you need help, and to also offer that help to someone that you care for is the greatest. This act of servitude within the community is so beneficial as it reinforces that the community is there and that you cannot expect to do things yourself. I believe that there are many people that actively want this community. However, there is a deep-rooted issue of selfishness that is rampant in our society. Many people want people to do for them, but are not willing to help others unless they benefit in the end. Ladies, if we truly want to maintain our friendships, we must get into a mindset of serving others we claim to care for. If you made it to the end of this video, I am truly grateful to you all, and I pray that we can continue on this journey to achieving a rested feminine lifestyle.